Time for the diary at the beginning of day 3 of the Happy New Year's game. Things have gotten interesting and weird and dangerous. So my original decision to send my Queen and Lieutenant off to Goss is turning out to be, well, it was a good idea in that if that hadn't happened, then I would have probably lost Goss altogether, and Mr. Civilized would have pretty much all of those factories in that area. As it's turned out, though, Mr. Civilized has sent his specialist to this area and is proceeding to cut a fairly merry swathe through my factories, and he has just decided to go scorched earth on me, which is kind of understandable, and I'm just hoping that my erstwhile allies will be able to mop him up and just get him out of the game. I have done a deal with the strongest player in the game, Raptor, to basically give him up this factory Phillips, which I was going to have trouble keeping anyway. He can have that for free in exchange for wiping out Humble Rod, and he says he's going to accomplish this by picking up ridiculous numbers of troops with his smuggler down here, whipping them all the way up and taking out Humble Rod. His attitude is if you're going to eliminate somebody, you might as well do it properly. I'm trying very hard to convince Playerdin not to do any deals with Mr. Civilized, because Mr. Civilized has been quite good at getting people to gift stuff to him, which he then has been turning around at throwing at me out of justified angst. So, for example, in the last day, we had a gift that came into Magellan from Psydog, which was not going to be able to take Magellan, so we gifted it. I told Psydog, you're not getting that back, and sure enough, half of those went to try and take Goss, and the other half went back to try and take Phillips. I pulled out some last-minute specialist hires and ended up with 2 lieutenants, which were able to rebuff the attack on Goss, then immediately sent them down there to try and rebuff the attack on Phillips. That has the effect of getting rid of most of his troops, and as you can see, he has pulled out from all his outposts, all the troops from Humble Rod, all the troops from Magellan, all the troops from Isaacson, all just trying to stop me from getting a foothold. So, as is projected to happen, I'll get out of Phillips, leaving it to Raptor, and if Raptor is good at his word, he will gain a presence there, be able to defend his generators, and then go on and take out Humble Rod. Probably will not knock out Mr. Civilized, because he's probably going to get a smuggler and run away to this side of the map. He's meanwhile, what's going on? I'm successfully being friendly with Moderator, while at the same time being friendly with Phil, who is busy fighting Moderator rather inefficiently. This sub of Phil's that's just turned up with 106 drillers and a lieutenant and a unfashionable infiltrator. It's turning out to be very fashionable here, because that will be able to carve through those undefended generators. When he gets there, he's going to see that I was giving gift targeting subs to Moderator in order to help him move his pirate around. I'm sure that Phil is not going to be particularly pleased about that, but hey, what was I supposed to do? I was trying to be Moderator's friend as well. Launching a targeting sub is the least that you can do, right? Over here, the other member of the supposed alliance, which is not going very well, is Sway. Sway is losing his battle to Jiminy, and is also about to lose to Psydog and also to Raptor. So I offered Sway safe passage to one of my generators so that at least the specialist supply is not lost. I'm going to have to do some swift talking to convince Phil that I'm still on his side versus moderator. He's not going to be impressed because I just told him that there weren't any troops incoming that I could see. I suppose I'd better tell him that I can now see large numbers coming through. So the hope is that I will be able to stabilise, if not at Garfield, then at Soren, and that my friends to the south will mop up Mr. Civilized, and then we will see where we're at. So my goal is to have a admiral and potentially 2 generals, maybe 1 general and 1 lieutenant, to be able to do a little bit of counter-punching if and when the shit goes down. But yes, while I've been busy engaging in wars of attrition with Mr. Civilized here, the others have managed to get some properly nice armies together, as evidenced by this, so hopefully they'll go and smash them on each other and not on the innocent bystanders. So currently looking for a maybe mid-table finish, trying to make sure that other people are eliminated before I am. Arg, what a game.